Hello gold farmers, welcome to another Grow Not Trying video. Today we'll be taking a look at how to make 5 million gold to get the Brutosaur mount. Now I had gotten this idea for this video from Modest Millions. Him and I are friends, and I don't know, I just feel like I should do a video something like it as well, just because the fact of me being more of an old content farmer. A lot of my methods are actually through making gold from old content, so I just want to go over I want to go over with you guys my plans for making 5 million gold as a old content farmer. So to start things off with, we'll definitely be doing some goldthorn farming. Goldthorn, if you don't know, is going for 100 gold per unit currently on my server. It may not be that price on your server. It could be higher, it could be lower, so bear in mind the prices of all of the herbs that I'm going to be listing off, or not necessarily herbs, but all the materials I'm going to be listing off. Their prices may definitely vary, and their sell rates may vary for you as well. It just all depends on your server. But these are the materials that I'm going to farm, and I recommend you at least check out and farm if they are selling pretty well on your server. There may be a few things that you have to do a couple test runs for, such as like warbear leather or arcane crystals and golden pearls and stuff like that. But for the most part, what I'll be farming is goldthorn and blindweed, which this is the route I'll be running for them. It's this green route right here. I have it saved up on my website if you want to check out that route in the description below. I'll be farming some purple lotus, which I do have that up on my website as well. You'll go to Fellwood, and you basically just bounce back and forth between the purple lotus spawn points. I usually skip this one down here because it's really far away, so you just bounce back and forth between these 4 spawn points for purple lotus. Then I've got arcane crystal farming, which there are a couple of different zones that I actually farm the arcane crystals in, though my favorite one is actually a route here in Blasted Lands. If I can remember, okay, here in Blasted Lands. And it looks like the route's not currently up, but basically what I do is I bounce back and forth between farming arcane crystals and fellcloths. So the fellcloth spawn, or drops, are from the mobs that spawn here, here, and up around here. And then you've got your rich thorium nodes that all spawn in this tainted forest. They're all rich. You don't have to worry about them not being rich. And I just bounce back and forth between farming the fell cloth and the arcane crystals. So those are two materials that I sell pretty regularly on my server. And then we got golden pearls, which again is here in Blasted Lands. So if you even wanted to, you could add the golden pearls farm on top of farming the fell cloth and even thorium ore, or the thorium ore for the arcane crystals. So usually I'll set right about here, I believe is where it is. Actually, it's right about here. And there are a bunch of mobs that you can kill. If you'd like videos over these locations, feel free to ask me, and I will collect a collage of all the videos I've done over these locations if I can find them, and I'll post them in a comment. But you got your golden pearl farm here, and then we've got corium ore. For those who don't know, I have several corium ore routes. I have 10 in the Grand alone. I've got currently 2 that are working, or up. These my routes add-on is bugged, but we've got corium ore here and here. And then I'll also be doing some moat farming, which I'll be farming all of the motes basically. This route right here is a really good route if you have the mote extractor, which engineers have. And then I drop and kill all of the air elementals that spawn up along this route as well to collect even more motes. Or you could farm this all primal route right here, which you get literally every single type of primal from this farm if you have herbalism and engineering. If you don't have either of them or one or the other, then you won't be able to pick up either the primal life or either primal shadow. You get the primal shadow from, again, engineers, which have the mode extractor, which allows you to pick up the gas clouds within the given zone. That is it for my Burning Crusade era for making gold. And then we'll head over to Wrath of the Lich King. So what I'll be doing here for Wrath of the Lich King is I'll be doing a lot of titanium and sargonite ore farming. Those sell really good for me, and I'll be picking up the herbs as I farm the herbs, or as I farm the ores. For the purpose of, I already have herbalism, so I might as well go ahead and pick up the herbs. They don't sell for a whole lot, but any little extra amount will help. And then from there, I'll be doing a lot of boring nether testing. So when I go to test the locations for boring leather and I cover them, I'll be making quite a bit of gold from there. And then I'll probably even use the boring leather for shuffles, or if I don't use it for shuffles, then I will go and farm more boring leather if I find a spot that I really liked. And then from Wrath of the Lich King, we'll go to Cataclysm, which is all over basically, but we'll be farming a little bit of all of the kind of herbs, ores, and even leathers. So I don't have really any specific route I'll be running for this. I will need to recreate my routes for these, but I do have quite a bit of stuff I could be farming for Cataclysm. Anyways, we'll also probably do some volatile fire and water farming, even some air if I find time to farm the volatile air. And then from Cataclysm, we'll do a lot of Mist of Pandaria testing. So for those who don't know, I honestly make a lot of my gold through testing routes or farming locations. And why I make so much is because I don't typically test locations for just an hour and call it good. A lot of times I'll actually test locations for about 15 minutes, but this is over a time span of probably 3 or 4 hours in total. So I'll go test a location for about 15 minutes, go to another location, test it for about 15 minutes. Then I'll head back to the location I was testing first, test it for about another 15 minutes, and then I'll go find another location, test it for about 15 minutes, and I just kind of keep bouncing around testing these locations. And I make quite a bit of gold through just testing locations like that. So it's really good. And outside of that, I don't really have anything else that I'm going to be farming that I can think of. I don't typically enjoy any content past Mist of Pandaria, so I try to stay away from it. Although there is a shuffle I have in mind for Warlords of Draenor that I am currently working on gathering the materials for. Anyways, that is how I plan on making 5 million gold for the Brutosaur mount. Hopefully you guys can find this guide helpful and useful to you. I am currently sitting on at almost 2 mil, and a lot of it is actually through this old content stuff. I still have a guy that owes me about 800k, I believe it was, so I'm technically sitting on about 2.2 or 2.5 mil. And A lot of that's through old content farming, believe it or not. Anyways, that'll be all, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.